Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters! Did you know that some ordinary Roosevelt dimes in your pocket change could be worth thousands of dollars? Today, we're diving into the top 10 most valuable Roosevelt dimes, uncovering their history and what makes them so special. Stick around to find out if you might have one of these gems. First up, the 1977 D dime was produced at the Denver Mint as indicated by the D Mint mark, located just above the date on the obverse side of the coin. By this time, US dimes had already shifted from a 90% silver composition to a copper-nickel-clad design in 1965. This change was made to save costs and adapt to the rising price of silver. The composition of the 1977 D dime features a pure copper core sandwiched between two layers of a copper-nickel alloy, giving the coin its familiar silver-like appearance. Now let's talk about production numbers. In 1977, the Denver Mint produced an astonishing 4,5,0,0,0,0 Roosevelt dimes. That's nearly 500 million coins. With such a high mintage, most 1977 D dimes found in circulation today are very common and usually worth their face value of 10 cents. However, when it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. In circulated condition, a 1977 D dime is only worth its face value. But if you come across one in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used as regular currency, it might be worth more. Coins in uncirculated or mint state condition are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a flawless, perfect coin. A 1977 dime graded at MS65, which is a high level of quality with minimal imperfections, could be worth between $2 and $10. If you're lucky enough to have a coin graded at MS67 or higher, you might be looking at a value of $75 or even more. These high-grade coins are rare and highly desirable among collectors, especially when they feature sharp details, brilliant luster, and no visible wear or damage. But wait, there's more! Error coins can dramatically increase a coin's value, and the 1977 D dime is no exception. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, creating unique and often rare variations of a coin. Some of the most sought-after errors for the 1977 D dime include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned during minting. Double dies, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated due to a misalignment in the die used to stamp the coin. Misaligned dies, which can create uneven or distorted designs. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing because the blank metal piece wasn't cut correctly. Depending on the type and severity of the error, these coins can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s, making them a hot topic for collectors. So, how do you determine if your 1977 D dime is worth more than face value? The first step is to examine it closely. A magnifying glass or digital microscope is an excellent tool for spotting small details and potential errors. Look for any unusual features, such as doubling, off-center designs, or missing elements. Next, 1981. The Roosevelt dime had been in circulation for 35 years. The coin retained its original design by John R. Sinnock, featuring a profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse side and an olive branch, torch, and oak branch on the reverse, symbolizing peace, freedom, and strength. The 1981 Roosevelt dime was minted in Philadelphia as indicated by the P Mint mark above the date on the obverse side. This was only the second year the Philadelphia Mint included a mint mark on its dimes, a change that began in 1980. The coin is composed of a copper core with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This copper-nickel-clad composition replaced the 90% silver dimes in 1965 as a cost-saving measure due to rising silver prices. Let's talk numbers. In 1981, the Philadelphia Mint produced a staggering 6,766,5,0,0,0 Roosevelt dimes, making this coin quite common. Most 1981 PD dimes found today in circulated condition are worth their face value of 10 cents. However, for collectors, the story gets more interesting when we consider condition and rarity. If you come across a 1981 P dime in circulated condition, it's likely worth no more than its face value. But if you find one in uncirculated condition, never used as regular currency, it could be worth more. Coins in mint state condition, graded MS60 to MS65, might sell for $1 to $3. For coins graded at MS66 or higher, values increase further. An MS6, 7, 1, 9, 8, 1p Roosevelt dime with sharp details, vibrant luster, and no visible flaws could fetch between $20 and $30. Coins graded MS68, which are incredibly rare, have sold for over $200 at auction. Now, let's explore error coins. Mint errors can significantly increase the value of any coin, and the 1981p dime is no exception. Some errors to look out for include double dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated due to a misalignment in the die during minting. Off-center strikes, where the coin's design is misaligned, leaving part of the design missing. Clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to an incomplete blank being used. D cracks or cuds, where flaws in the die create raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. Depending on the type and severity of the error, these coins can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100s, making them highly sought after by collectors. So, how can you determine if your 1981p dime is worth more than face value? Start by examining the coin closely under good lighting with a magnifying glass or a digital microscope. Look for any unusual features, errors, or doubling in the design. Assess the condition of the coin. Coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and a brilliant finish are more valuable than those with scratches or heavy circulation marks. If you believe your coin is in excellent condition, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. To summarize, the 1981 Roosevelt dime is generally common and worth face value in circulated condition. However, uncirculated examples can range from $1 to $30, while top-graded coins can fetch over $200. Error coins, depending on their type and rarity, may bring significantly higher premiums. Next, by 1984, the coin retained its original design by John R. Sinek. The obverse features a profile of Roosevelt, while the reverse displays a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. The 1984 piece dime is made of a copper core with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, a composition that has been standard since the removal of silver from dimes in 1965. In 1984, the Philadelphia Mint produced 7, 4, 6, 5, 0, 7, 0, 0, 0 Roosevelt dimes, making this coin extremely common. KTFW, Caterer Debtor. However, uncirculated coins can have added value for collectors. Coins in mint state condition, typically graded between MS60 and MS65, can sell for $1 to $3. High-grade examples graded MS66 or MS67 are more desirable and can fetch between $10 and $20. Rare top quill specimens graded MS68 can command prices over $100 depending on their visual appeal and market demand. Collectors should also be on the lookout for error coins, as minting mistakes can significantly increase a coin's value. Some potential errors to watch for include doubled dies, where parts of the design appear duplicated, off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned, and die cracks, which result in raised lines or marks on the coin's surface. Depending on the type and rarity of the error, these coins can be worth anywhere from $50 to several $100. To determine the value of your 1984 p-dime, examine it closely under good lighting with a magnifying glass or a digital microscope to check for errors and evaluate its condition. Coins with minimal wear, strong details, and a brilliant finish are more valuable than those that show heavy circulation. Next, the 1981 D-dime was minted in Denver as indicated by the D mint mark located above the date on the obverse side. By this point in history, dimes were no longer made of silver, as the U.S. Mint had shifted to a copper-nickel-clad composition in 1965 to reduce costs due to the rising price of silver. The coin's composition consists of a pure copper core, surrounded by an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance. The Denver Mint produced an impressive 7, 3, 6, 1, 8, 1, 4, 00 Roosevelt dimes in 1981, making the 1981 D-dime a very common coin. In circulated condition, these dimes typically hold no additional value beyond their face value of 10 cents. However, things become more interesting when considering uncirculated or mint-state coins. In uncirculated condition, where the coin shows no signs of wear and retains its original luster, a 1981 D-dime graded at MS60 to MS65 can have a value ranging from $1 to $3. Coins in higher grades, such as MS66, are more desirable among collectors and can sell for $10 to $15. Exceptional specimens graded at MS67 can command prices of $50 or more, while rare top-queel coins graded MS68 or higher have been known to sell for over $150, depending on their eye appeal. Error coins are another aspect to consider when evaluating the potential value of a 1981 D-dime. Errors occur during the minting process and can result in unique and rare variations of the coin that are highly sought after by collectors. Some notable errors to look for include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned during minting; doubled dies, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a misalignment in the die cracks or cuds, which result from flaws in the die that create raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin, and clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to an incomplete blank being used. The value of error coins depends on the type and rarity of the error, but they can range from $50 to several $100s or more. To determine if your 1981 D-dime is worth more than face value, start by examining it closely under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or a digital microscope to inspect the coin for errors such as doubling in the design, misalignment, or other unusual features. Assess the overall condition of the coin as well, looking for minimal wear, sharp details, and strong luster. Coins in better condition are always more valuable to collectors. If you believe your coin is in excellent condition or has a unique error, consider having it professionally graded by a reputable grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. These services can provide an official grade that helps establish the coin's value and authenticity, making it easier to sell or trade. In summary, the 1981 D Roosevelt dime is a common coin in circulated condition and usually worth face value. However, uncirculated coins, particularly those in higher grades, can be worth significantly more. Error coins, depending on their rarity and demand, can also command high premiums. Next, the 2001 D Roosevelt dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt led the country through the Great Depression and World War II, and was instrumental in the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinnock, with Roosevelt's profile on the obverse side, and the reverse showing a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch symbolizing freedom, peace, and strength. The 2001 D dime was minted in Denver, as denoted by the D mint mark above the date on the obverse side. Like other dimes produced since 1965, the 2001 D coin is made of a copper-nickel clad composition with a pure copper core and an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin was produced in large numbers, with over 1.4 billion 2001 D dimes minted at the Denver Mint, making it a very common coin. As a result, most 2001 D dimes in circulated condition are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, when it comes to coin collecting, condition plays a major role in determining value. If you come across a 2001 D dime in uncirculated or mint state condition, it could be worth more than face value. Coins in mint state, graded between MS60 and MS65, generally range in value from $1 to $3, depending on their quality and demand. Coins in higher grades, such as MS66 or MS67, can be worth between $5 to $20 or more, while coins with an exceptional grade, such as MS68, could fetch upwards of $50 or more, particularly if the coin has outstanding eye appeal. While the 2001 D Roosevelt dime is generally found in large quantities, there are still rare error coins that could command higher prices. Mint errors are caused by mistakes during the minting process, resulting in variations that can be valuable to collectors. Some of the most common errors to look for on the 2001 D dime include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned; double dies, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated due to a misalignment in the die; and die cracks or cuds, which occur when a flaw in the die creates raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. These errors can increase the coin's value, with some error coins fetching $50 or more, depending on the rarity and severity of the mistake. To determine if your 2001 D dime is worth more than face value, examine it closely under good lighting. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to check for any potential errors, as well as the overall condition of the coin. A coin with minimal wear, sharp details, and a bright finish is worth more than one that shows significant circulation marks. If you believe your coin is in excellent condition or may have an error, consider submitting it to a professional grading service, such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. A certified grade can help establish the coin's true value, making it easier to buy, sell, or trade. In summary, the 2001 D Roosevelt dime is a common coin, and in circulated condition, it is typically worth only its face value. Next, the 1995 D Roosevelt dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, also championed the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio, making the dime a fitting tribute to his legacy. Cynic, featuring a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse side, and a reverse design that includes a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing peace, freedom, and strength. The 1995 D dime was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark located just above the date on the obverse side. By this time, the Roosevelt dime had transitioned to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which was introduced in 1965 to replace the 90% silver content due to rising silver prices. The coin's composition consists of a copper core and an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving the coin its silver-like appearance. The Denver Mint produced 10963880000 Roosevelt dimes in 1995, making it a relatively common coin. Because of the high mintage, most 1995 D dimes found in circulation today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, when it comes to coin collecting, the condition of the coin is crucial in determining its value. If you find a 1995 D dime in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in regular circulation and retains its original luster, it could be worth more than face value. Coins in mint state, graded from MS-60 to MS-65, typically range in value from $1 to $5, depending on their overall condition and appeal to collectors. Coins that are graded MS-66 or higher are more rare and valuable. For example, a 1995 D dime graded MS-67 could be worth $20 to $40 or more, and top quill coins with grades like MS-68 could fetch even higher prices, especially if they exhibit superior luster and no noticeable flaws. In addition to condition, error coins can significantly increase the value of a 1995 D dime. Mint errors happen when something goes wrong during the minting process, creating unique and sometimes valuable variations of the coin. Common errors to look for on the 1995 D dime include off-center strikes, where the coin's design is misaligned and part of the design is missing; doubled dies, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated due to a misalignment in the die; and die cracks, or cuds, which occur when flaws in the die create raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. These errors can increase the value of the coin, sometimes by a significant amount, with some error coins fetching $50 or more, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. To determine if your 1995 D dime has additional value, carefully examine it under good lighting. A magnifying glass or digital microscope can help you spot errors and assess the overall condition of the coin. Coins with sharp details, minimal wear, and a clean, bright appearance are more valuable than those that show significant signs of circulation. Next, The 2007 D Roosevelt dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II, was also a key figure in the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio, making the dime a fitting tribute to his legacy. Designed by John R. Sinnock, the dime features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, while the reverse depicts a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch, symbolizing peace, freedom, and strength. The 2007 D dime was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark above the date on the obverse. The coin, like all dimes since 1965, is made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, which consists of a pure copper core with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This change was made to reduce costs due to the rising price of silver, replacing the original 90% silver composition. The Denver Mint produced approximately 1,1,4,2,0,0,0,0 dimes in 2007, making the 2007 D dime a very common coin. As a result, most of these coins in circulation today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, when considering uncirculated or mint state coins, the value can increase based on condition. Coins that are in mint state, graded MS-60 to MS-65, may be worth between $1 and $3, depending on the level of detail and luster remaining on the coin. Higher grade coins, such as those graded MS-66 or MS-67, may be worth between $5 and $15. Exceptional examples, graded MS-68, which are in pristine condition with excellent luster and no visible flaws, can command higher values, potentially reaching $30 to $50 or more. Another important factor for collectors is the potential for mint errors, which can significantly increase the value of a coin. Errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, resulting in unique variations. For the 2007 D dime, common errors to look for include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned, doubled dies, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated due to misalignment in the die, and die cracks, which cause raised lines or metal blobs on the coin's surface. These errors can sometimes increase a coin's value by a substantial amount, with error coins often worth $50 or more, depending on the rarity of the mistake. To determine whether your 2007 D dime is worth more than its face value, examine it carefully under good lighting using a magnifying glass or digital microscope. Look for any signs of wear, as well as unusual features that could indicate an error. Coins in better condition, with minimal circulation wear and sharp details, are always more valuable to collectors. Next, the 2002 Roosevelt dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who led the nation through the Great Depression and World War II, was also instrumental in the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinnock, with a profile of Roosevelt on the obverse and a reverse that features a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The 2002 P dime was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P mint mark above the date on the obverse. It was struck using a copper-nickel-clad composition, which has been the standard for dimes since 1965, replacing the previous 90% silver content. This composition consists of a copper core surrounded by an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving the coin its characteristic appearance. In 2002, the Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 1.4 billion dimes, making the 2002 P Roosevelt dime quite common. As such, most 2002 P dimes found in circulation today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, collectors value dimes that has not been circulated or mint state condition. If you find a 2002 P dime that has not been circulated and retains its original luster, it could be worth more than its face value. Coins in mint state, with grades ranging from MS-60 to MS-65, generally fetch between $1 and $3, depending on their overall appearance and quality. If the coin is graded at MS-66 or higher, it could be worth between $5 and $10 or more. Coins that receive higher grades, such as MS-67 or MS-68, can fetch premium prices, sometimes reaching $20 or more, especially if they have great eye appeal and no noticeable flaws. Another important aspect that can impact the value of the 2002p dime is the potential for mint errors. Mint errors happen when the coin's design is incorrectly struck, resulting in a unique or rare variation. For the 2002p dime, some common mint errors include off-center strikes, where the coin's design is misaligned, or doubled dies, where parts of the design appear doubled due to a problem with the die. Other possible errors include die cracks, which result in raised lines or metal blobs on the coin's surface, and planchet defects, where the coin may have an irregular shape or missing areas of metal. Error coins can be highly valuable, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Some 2002p dimes with errors may fetch anywhere from $25 to several $100, depending on the type of mistake and its desirability among collectors. If you have a 2002p dime and want to know whether it is worth more than face value, take the time to examine it closely. Use a magnifying glass or digital microscope to check for any errors and assess its condition. Next, the 1996p Roosevelt dime is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946, honoring the legacy of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who led the U.S. through the Great Depression and World War II, was also a prominent figure in the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinnock, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse, with the reverse showing a torch flanked by an olive branch and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The 1996 P dime was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, as indicated by the P mint mark located above the date on the obverse. This coin, like all dimes minted after 1965, was struck using a copper-nickel clad composition. This composition consists of a pure copper core with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance. The 1996 P dime was part of the regular minting process and, like most years in the series, was produced in large quantities. Approximately 1.4 billion 1996 P dimes were struck, making it a very common coin. Because of its large mintage, the 1996 P Roosevelt dime in circulated condition is typically worth only its face value of 10 cents. However, as with all coins, condition plays an important role in determining value. If you find a 1996 P dime that is uncirculated, meaning it hasn't been used in everyday transactions and still retains its original luster, it could be worth more than face value. A coin in mint state with a grade of MS60 to MS65 could range in value from $1 to $3, depending on its condition. Coins that are graded MS66 or higher may command higher prices, with values ranging from $5 to $15, depending on their eye appeal or demand from collectors. Exceptional examples, graded MS67 or MS68, may be worth upwards of $20 or more. In addition to the coin's condition, errors are another important factor that can increase its value. Mint errors occur when the coin is struck improperly, creating rare and unique variations that are highly sought after by collectors. Common errors that may occur on a 1996 P dime include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not aligned properly during minting, doubled dies, where parts of the design appear doubled due to misalignment in the die, and die cracks or cuds, which are raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface caused by flaws in the die. Error coins can sometimes command premiums, with some rare errors fetching $50 or more, depending on the type and rarity. Next, the 2016 D Roosevelt dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt, who led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II, also played a key role in the March of Dimes campaign to combat polio, making the dime a lasting tribute to his legacy. The coin was designed by John R. Sinnock and features Roosevelt's profile on the obverse. The reverse design shows a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The 2016 D Roosevelt dime was minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark above the date on the obverse. Like all dimes minted after 1965, the 2016 D dime is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. This composition consists of a pure copper core with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, which gives the coin its silver-like appearance. The 2016 D-dime is part of the regular issue for circulation and was minted in large quantities, with over 1.3 billion dimes produced at the Denver Mint that year. Because of the high mintage, most 2016 D-dimes in circulation today are worth only their face value of 10 cents. However, like all coins, condition plays a significant role in determining their value. If you come across a 2016 D-dime that is uncirculated, meaning it has not been used in regular transactions and retains its original mint luster, it could be worth more than face value. Coins in mint state, MS-60 to MS-65, are typically valued between $1 and $3, depending on their overall condition and demand among collectors. If the coin is graded higher, such as MS-66 or MS-67, its value could range from $5 to $10 or more. Coins in exceptional grades such as MS-68 can fetch even higher prices, sometimes reaching $20 or more, especially if the coin has outstanding visual appeal and no noticeable flaws. In addition to the coin's condition, mint errors can also add value to a 2016 D-dime. Mint errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, creating rare and collectible variations. Some common errors to look for on the 2016 D-dime include off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing or misaligned, and doubled dies, where parts of the design appear to be duplicated due to a misalignment in the die. Other possible errors include die cracks or cuds, which are raised lines or blobs of metal caused by flaws in the minting die. Error coins can sometimes increase the value of a coin significantly, with certain rare errors potentially worth $50 or more, depending on their rarity. To determine whether your 2016 D-dime has any added value, examine it closely under good lighting using a magnifying glass or digital microscope. Look for any signs of wear or minting flaws that could indicate an error. Coins with minimal wear, sharp details, and a bright finish will always be worth more than those that show significant signs of circulation. If you believe your coin is in excellent condition or may have an error, you may want to have it professionally graded by a trusted grading service like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Professional grading can help establish a coin's authenticity and provide an accurate valuation. Next, the 1969 Roosevelt dime is part of the long-standing Roosevelt dime series, which has been in circulation since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt led the United States through the Great Depression and World War II, and was a key figure in the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. The Roosevelt dime was designed by John R. Sinnock, featuring Roosevelt's profile on the obverse and a reverse with a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, representing liberty, peace, and strength. The 1969 Roosevelt dime was minted during a time when the coin still contained 90% silver, making it part of the pre-1965 composition before the switch to copper-nickel-clad coins. The coin has a total weight of 2.5 grams and a diameter of 17.91 inches. The 1969 dime is composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it a slightly higher intrinsic value than dimes produced after 1965. In terms of mintage, approximately 338 million 1969 dimes were struck, with the D mint mark indicating they were produced at the Denver Mint, and those without a mint mark being produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Due to the high mintage, most 1969 dimes found in circulation today are worth around their face value of 10 cents, unless they are in uncirculated or excellent condition. However, given its 90% silver content, the 1969 dime has intrinsic value based on the current price of silver. As of recent silver prices, the melt value of a 1969 dime can range from $1.50 to $2, depending on the fluctuating price of silver. It's important to note that melting coins for their precious metal content is illegal in many countries, including the US, so the melt value isn't always considered a viable option for selling these coins. For collectors, the value of the 1969 Roosevelt dime can increase significantly if the coin is in uncirculated or high-grade condition. Coins that have been well preserved and show little to no signs of wear may fetch higher prices. Coins that are graded MS60 to MS65 typically range from $2 to $5 depending on their luster and overall condition. If the coin is graded higher, such as MS66 or MS67, it may be worth between $10 and $30, and even higher prices are possible for coins in exceptional condition. In particular, dimes with no noticeable scratches, marks, or signs of circulation are more desirable to collectors. Another way the 1969 Roosevelt dime's value can increase is if it has a rare minting error. Mint errors, such as off-center strikes, doubled dies, or die cracks, can make a coin much more valuable to collectors. These types of errors are rare, and depending on the error type and the severity, they can increase a coin's value significantly. For example, a 1969 dime with a noticeably doubled die could be worth much more than a standard one. If you believe you have a 1969 dime in exceptional condition or with an error, it might be worth having it professionally graded by services like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. Professional grading can establish an official grade for the coin, helping determine its market value more accurately. In summary, the 1969 Roosevelt dime is a valuable coin not only for its historical significance, but also due to its 90% silver composition, which gives it intrinsic value. While the coin is commonly found in circulation and is worth its face value of 10 cents in average condition, uncirculated examples, high-grade coins, and error coins can fetch significantly higher prices.